Hello and welcome to Elder Scrolls Legends. This is a spoiler-free look at the game because there is a story mode. So those of you who are really into your Elder Scrolls lore and that, don't worry. If you're just here to see what the gameplay is like, whether it matches up to things like Hearthstone, to things like Magic the Gathering Online, all of that shit, this is the place to come and have a look. Now, what I have done is I've played on a tiny bit in the campaign just to unlock those features, and we'll have a look at one of those games in a minute. But before we get into a standard game to show you what it looks like, let's just have a quick look at the menu here. Now, there is a special area for opening packs, but as I don't have any, let's go straight into the card collection. So the deck that I'm going to be using in today's video is the Black Marsh Smugglers deck, which is one the game has made for me and I can add to it. Now you'll see here, it says 53 out of 50. It recommends cards. There isn't a deck limit in the same way as Hearthstone. It's not quite as confining. It's a bit more like the Magic the Gathering deck limit. It actually is recommended that you have between 50 and 70 cards. Obviously 50 is the sweet spot, but you can go up to 70 if you're like, hey, I want to do some ridiculous deck with like tokens and swarming the board and all of that stuff. You'll notice under the name we have two little icons. They mean agility, which is the green one, and endurance, which is the purple one. And you can see in the colour of the cards below that certain ones fit with that. So things like Thievery, Swift Strike, Skooma Racketeer, those kind of ones are clearly agility because obviously they're coloured that way. And you can also see up here, if I tick, I can choose to go into a window that actually gives me more detail about individual cards and lets me pick and choose as I want. If we look at individual cards, suddenly Hearthstone comes back into play. Oh look, Soul Summon, so I can make more of these if I want. It's quite a nice one actually to look at because he does quite a few different things. His summoning cost is 5. That's using Magicka, which is like land or mana, depending on which game you're playing again. This is his damage, 2, and 5 is his life. And then we have additional stats down here. So for example, Guard is like Taunt, and Summon is like a Battle Cry, you know, bonus effect when played kind of job. So already you can see the similarities are there. It's very easy to pick this game up and go, I get it. There are subtle changes, which we'll show you in a moment, but not enough to make you go, oh God, what am I doing? Last but not least, before we play a game, let's look at my profile. So I am level 5. We'll start in this corner and work round. I think that's probably the best way. I'm level 5. Every time you level up, you get level up rewards, which also can include leveling up your core cards for your deck. So for example, there is one on your screen now, which was an option I was given for a Breton intelligence card, which I don't actually use, and I can choose to either go with the same sort of stats, but the possibility of playing it for free at certain points of the game, or go for a slightly more aggressive choice and swap my attack and defense, and also deal 2 damage to my opponent when it enters the battlefield. And those kind of choice-driven things continue throughout the game, so you can really build your deck in quite a unique way if you want to. This is my match history, which will give you, you know, a rundown of who you've lost to, who you've won to, what stats they were using in their decks, which at this point is not very handy because I'm in story mode, but later down the line, it will be quite helpful if you're looking up other players who are playing in arenas and, you know, multiplayer. It's like competitive stuff, you know? So that'll be interesting. You've also got quests up the top, which I've currently got one which says win 3 games with agility. That's the deck I'm using currently, is agility and endurance. So we'll roll with that. And I hopefully will get 40 gold, which I think I will be able to spend on not only packs, but also on arena entry if it is exactly like Hearthstone, which I'm getting the vibe the arena thing kind of is, which is in the middle of the screen. Yeah, so arena works very similarly to drafting in Magic and arena in Hearthstone. You get to build a 30 card deck which you'll draft against other players who have done the same thing. And as we all know from Hearthstone, when the metagame's gone a specific way, Arena is always very welcome because it means you can dodge those specific card combos that everyone is using, and it's really annoying. So it'd be interesting to see how Arena does in Elder Scrolls Legends. So the final thing is me. This is me, and you'll see I've got a little stat thing where I can choose my avatar. And I can change this at any point, it looks like. So if I don't like being a Khajiit anymore, I can change that. But I also have cool titles, which you can get. I'm going to try and like skim through them really quickly. But you can see like win 100 games, you'll get the Victorious. Summon 300 Nords, the Triumphant Jarl. So there's loads of bits and bobs you could do there. I've gone for win a game without taking damage. So that's my title. I like that. I like having a title. Makes you feel special. Before we do a proper match against proper peoples, I'm just going to show you a practice match just so I can explain the mechanics of the game, because there's a turn timer and it just gets complicated if I'm trying to play and explain to you how the board works. So random bitch, that's fine. She is going to be rocking intelligence and willpower, which means she is a mage. Lots of powerful actions and several creatures that synergize, says the guide. Oh, good. Okay, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So, my starting cards, I get 3. I'm also going second, so we can talk about the bonus that you get if you are going second. But first, I don't want wounded enemy creature. That's like execute for warriors. I don't want that. I'll take that one, and I'll take that one. So, you can see Prophecy. Prophecy you could play for free when drawn from a rune loss. This is kind of one of the things that I was like, I can't explain this whilst I'm playing a player. It's too fast. So runes, you'll see in a minute, go round your health bar. Every 5 health, if you take damage, a rune is broken and you get a card out of it. So the gist is, you get a free card if you're taking a lot of damage. Sometimes you get 2 if they've done like 10, at which point you're probably going, oh god, why? But it does mean that you get a little bit of wiggle room. And Prophecy means that if that card is drawn with Prophecy on it, you can play it for free immediately. So that's what Prophecy means. That's probably the only new concept, I think, in the game. The rest of it is all stuff that appears in other games and kind of makes sense. Guard is like Taunt. It just means that they have to get through the guard before they can hit you. And then this one is pretty much the same. It's got a summon, which is like a battle cry, and guard as well, but only if the top card of your deck is endurance, which is purple. And then I'm discarding this one because I don't think we're going to get any wounded enemy creatures for the first few turns, so I'd like something else, please. And you've just given me the exact same card because fuck. Whoa, holy shit, what was that? So you gained 5 health on turn 1. Motherfucker. That's fine. It's alright. Screw you and your 5 health. I'll get through it. So, firstly, let's look at the board. We have 2 sides to this board. Now, in some of the campaign games, the board is switched up. It does cool stuff. So, like, you're on a pirate ship. So, both sides, like, people get thrown back and forward over different sides. But this is a standard board that you're going to get in Arena. You're going to get in just playing. And it features the field lane, which has no special rules. So, it's a standard lane. And the shadow lane. Now, these aren't always going to be there. I assume things like Arena, you're going to have special things. Or you know, like, what's it called? The brawls, the tavern brawls, that kind of thing. The rules are going to change. But for now, this is the standard. You have the setup of both. So if you're going into the shadow lane, you gain cover, which is stealth, and you can't be attacked for 1 turn. Which is kind of handy if you've got something big, you want to stick it there. However, unlike stealth, you can be attacked by spells. It's just minions that can't hit you. Moving on from the board, which is actually quite simple. The more you think about it, the more you're like, okay, I get it. But it is a bit daunting, and the layout's all a bit, and you're like, what are these symbols, man? I don't understand. So I thought I'd explain. We also come to the second turn benefit, which is the Elixir of Magicka. You can activate it once per turn. It has limited uses. You can use it 3 times, and it gives you 1 magicka. So it's like having 3 coins basically in Hearthstone. It lets you buff up. Now I don't have any 2-cost cards, so actually I may as well not do anything this turn. But I also, before we carry on, want to just quickly talk about the health. So you can see she's got 35 now because she's a little bitch, and I've got 30. You also have these runes, which is what I was talking about with prophecy, which I think, there we go, he's got the prophecy thing. So if she knocked me down to 24, I would lose a rune. As soon as I lose a rune, I draw a card and it goes into my hand. However, if there is prophecy on it, you can immediately use it. That's all that means. That's probably the only slightly new concept that's a bit weird. The rest of it is just different terminology for the same shit, such as last gasp is death rattle, guard is taunt, summon is battle cry. So you kind of get it. It's an odd one because obviously mousing over the cards does explain it, which is brilliant. But apologies if I get, as I said, if I get the terminology wrong. So she's going to play that thing.
The winds favor us. My sword is yours.
Just steady on. Let me assess what you're doing, you crazy AI. So the AI has put down a 1/2 guard, which is fine. I have to go through it, but that's fine. And also put down this guy, which says if the top card of your deck is an action, draw it. Otherwise, put it on the bottom. So that was a nice bonus effect. I'm going to pop this, which lets me choose between guard and death rattle, possibly buffing myself and guard. Not a guarantee though on that one, or a guard. So there's a few guards. I think I'm going to go with you because I don't want to waste the 3/3. Also, I would quite like to see what card I get. Oh, that was nice. I'm actually quite glad I drew that. Okay, that's fine. No problems there. Let me see. What should we do? Should I try this? Should I try a risk? It's down to chance. Fuck it. Let's go.
I raise the spine of obedience.
No, I didn't get it. I guess the top card is agility then. Bad times. Bad times, guys. Oh, stop it. Oh. So, that's gone into the other lane. We finally got the shadow lane in play. I can't attack that wolf. I gotta wait a turn. It's fine. It's fine. I got bigger issues here. What about if I go that and that?
My strength and my courage.
I'm going to take that one out because I can't take that one out, so I may as well just reduce the numbers. Right, that's that done. You're going to attack me for 1. That's fine. And they just broke my rune. So I've just lost a rune and it drew me another Swamp Leviathan. I have 2 Swamp Leviathans in my deck. So that's a little bit absurd that they've just both turned up. If I have more health than my opponent, the next card... I know I don't have more health than my opponent, so that's kind of redundant for me currently.
Face my blade.
I don't really want to waste either of these, to be honest. I'm going to destroy a wounded enemy creature. Again, it's one of those ones where it feels like a waste to destroy a 2/1, but both of these would have died, and I quite like both of them. I'm going to stick you out there. That's all I can really do on this side. Oh, that's awful. When you play an action, give this dude drain this turn. So... that's not something I think we see in Hearthstone. That's more of a magic thing, and that means that you're like life tapping, basically. Well, you're not life tapping. That's a warlock term. Oh, too many games. But you're basically life stealing to yourself. I don't know if you can heal higher. Maybe you can. That'd be interesting to find out.
Chaos take you. Face my blade.
Let's take some damage, bitch. Ow.
Let me lighten your load.
Ow. Oh, a hive worker. So
will bring glory to
we're just going for the shadow lane now. I guess you've decided that's what you want to do. It's slightly annoying, if I'm honest, madam. But whatevs. I'm gonna have to cliff racer, I think. I want to get rid of this paladin. It's got too many actions going on. I'm just gonna get rid of it. And I'm gonna also stick that down.
No trouble at all.
And then we're going to try and chip away at your health. Like that. Ow! Oh my god, this prophecy! Whoa! Steady. So I think that was a shackle. So what does a shackle do? Shackle. A shackled creature misses its next attack. So that's another slightly new concept. I haven't really seen a lot of people playing Shackle, so I guess we'll see later on how many people use it in actual proper gameplay. Oh, bloody buggering hell.
It's a good day for battle.
No, it's not.
Chaos take you.
Face my blade.
Just gonna have to chip away this side and hope. There we go, I'm alright now, I'm back. No! Stop attacking me! I don't think we have any enemy support cards. They usually appear here, like where my Magicka was. And they provide like passive battlefield buffs. So again, that's a magic thing. It's an odd one to try and explain to people because you go, oh, well, it's like Hearthstone in the fact that there's a shop and like the interface is very Hearthstone-y. The actual core game mechanics is a lot more magic. So it feels like it's a lot more complex, which may do well for it. It may mean that a few people are put off. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. I'm going to swamp Leviathan. Let's get the 8/8 out.
Tell me your injuries.
You're buffing yourself. That's really sad. Ah, guard, and I gain 1 max Magicka. Brilliant. I could do with that, I think. Let's just smash you in the face. Bit risky, giving her 2 cards, but I don't really have much option here.
To the mud we all return. The waters of life.
Tell me where it hurts.
If we hesitate, all will be lost.
What's that? What's that? Hang on, what's that? Oh my god, steady. Whoa, hello.
My sword is yours.
Just calm down, game. What's going on? Right, hang on. So we've got breakthrough. Breakthrough. Excess damage is dealt to the opponent. So that's like trample in Magic. Again, there you go. There's another one that's not in Hearthstone. But every time, and then you have a summon which just summons an extra dude, and then that dude. It's just it's just annoying. However, I've got Taurus Reaper, and I've got a few other things I might be able to do. If I knock you down, no, that would bring you 11/11. I can't really do that. I'm gonna put Taurus Reaper down. Just get rid of a little bit of it. And then take you out like that. And I don't think I'm going to get an enemy support card, so I'm just going to stick that down and swing. Uh-oh. Prophecy card. Prophecy card. What is it? I have no idea what it was because the game is way too fast. They need to slow that down a bit.
They'll never outsmart me.
That's the only thing I'm not too keen on in this game. Is it's not a very if you're very new to the cards or the game itself, it's not very forgiving. And this is AI. This isn't a player. This isn't a player going like, I'm going to trample all over you. This is like they're just flinging out cards, and it means that you can check it all up here. But by the time you've done that, you're like, what's just happened and what, and it's your turn. And the counter's ticking down. So I think that's probably the only criticism I give them is if you're going to show cards, show them a little bit slower, just so you have a chance to actually see what the fuck it is that was played. So, if you like what you've seen and you're interested in even more in-depth gameplay, go and check out the other video. It is in the video description, which is a battle against another player. And do let me know as well, would you like to see more of this game, just in general? Do you want to see arena runs? Would you like to see live streams of it? Just let me know in the comments, guys. Do give it a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it. Do subscribe if you're not subscribed, and go and check out the other video as well. Thank you very much for watching. You have been awesome. I have been Hannah. See you soon. Bye.